Okay, chit chat, Kit Kats. Oh my goodness. I was just seeing the screen, and I think I need to speak with my doctors. I could see that when I was doing the Lincoln read, especially, I was noticing that I've got kind of drooping on one side. Now, something I've got going I haven't talked about is Lyme disease, that I've had it for quite a number of years. Lyme disease, and that results in Morgellons, and it's not fun to deal with. And some of the thing that can happen with it is Bell's palsy. And it's looking like I'm getting a bit of that drooping on the one side. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of that. And that can happen with the Lyme disease and the Morgellons stuff. So, yeah, really, it's not something, I haven't talked about it. But you can get so many things with that, and yeah, it's not a fun thing to have to go through. It can take a lot of forms. Lyme disease, you can get the rheumatism. It can affect the heart. It can also affect neurological things. You can get very fatigued with it, and with the Morgellons, it's well, you can't see it here now, but it causes these kind of lesions to happen, and it's very yeah, at one point it was so bad that if a sheet just touches your skin, you're feeling like you're being eaten alive by fire ants, or And what happened in my case is that I had shingles, and that was so devastatingly painful. And when I was living in Florida, I had developed the Lyme disease. Now, I didn't know what it was it was mainly on this side, this arm, that was starting to happen with the Morgellons things. And, I had really bad of the arthritis thing, moving my head, and especially hitting my neck, that sometimes I couldn't even move my head. I had really bad, for a time, going into the neck region, okay? Yeah, that's gotten better, thank God. But what happened was, with the shingles, the things moved into those pathways. And so, I want to find a place that's doing the research and let them know that happened, that I had shingles, and then the Lyme disease thing moved into those pathways of neural pathways. Yeah. It's really a miserable thing to have. People commit suicide from it because it's just, if you go to a doctor and you say that you have that Morgellons, they want to put you on some sort of a thing, and they say, oh, you're doing it to yourself, and there just really is not a lot of cure for it. They've tried to do heavy-duty antibiotics, and that can work for a while, but then sometimes it springs back. Okay, yeah, but it can cause a lot of brain fog and that type of thing, as well as Bell's palsy. It can happen with that, and I can see my facial things are getting a bit, yeah. So anyway, I did just recently find out that there is a doctor that deals with it up in Colorado. So I may try to get a hold of him. I haven't talked about it much because, it's such a controversial thing, and you cannot find doctors to deal with it, especially not in the VA system. Okay, they're not going to do a Lyme disease test, because it's a tough test to run. They have to, do stains. It's a tough one to run. But I know that it's Lyme, because I've been dealing with it for a long time, and sometimes you get those massive headaches, and it can really affect a lot of different areas. So anyway, it's what's going on today, and I can see sometimes that it's worse than other times, but the way I deal with it, especially the Morgellons part of it, is every night I take an Epsom salt bath, and the iodide, if you take iodide, it does help with it, but then you go through that, what do they call that, when you get the die-off from things and you just feel like you've got major flu. And the guy I was listening to last night, this doctor that had it, says it's very similar to what people that are going through the long-term COVID thing experience. Okay. But you have this for years. Okay. So yeah, it's another thing I've been dealing with for years, Lyme disease. I'm fortunate that I haven't had it hit the heart area, and I haven't had the rheumatism with it. But mine has hit mainly, in the skin part of it, the Morgellons that can come from that, and the just in the the nervous system, you can have those things of brain fog and that stuff as well. It can affect your short-term memory. It can affect quite a few of those things. And like I said, you can get that kind of Bell's palsy, where, if you can see one side is not reacting as well as it should. So, yeah, you can see, Bell's palsy. So some of that looks like it's really kind of starting to come more into play. Maybe I'll talk with my primary physician. Like I said, I haven't brought it up before with them because of the fact that it's still so controversial, and they were trying to say, especially with the Morgellons, that people were implanting these fibrous things under their skin. Now, who's going to do that? They were trying to say, they're implanting those things for attention, or they are, no. Mm-mm. So you don't see those things unless you're looking with the magnifying glass, and it has to be at least a 60, but you can see And what it is, it's you have an infection going in your body that's caused by these spirochetes, bacterial thing that you get from the tick bite, okay? And what they found, those things that are looking like fibers, they were trying to say that they were implanting fibers under the skin. They've done the testing on it, and they don't burn. And what they found out it is an overgrowth of keratin and what was the other one? Keratin and I can't remember now. But it's an overgrowth of two things. Yeah, and it's worse at night. It's very, like I said, sometimes it feels like stinging and extreme itches, extreme itching and stinging, and it's not something you want to go through. Like I said, at one point when it was really extreme, before I found out about taking the Epsom baths and stuff, if the sheet even touched your body, it was like being stung by 100 bees. It's can be torturous. But what I found in my case is that the Morgellons moved into the pathways where the shingles was going, up in the back of the neck, down my neck, into the shoulder area, okay, is the main place where it's presenting. Now I found also it can affect, I've been having the thing with the thyroid thing. They're watching that and developed the tumor also from the, and lost a lot of my hearing. The right side, I've lost most of my hearing, and I did have that gamma knife surgery, okay? So along with the anemia and stuff, I also have the Lyme disease, which I've never really talked about before, but it can also cause the extreme fatigue and this vertigo. It can cause the vertigo, the extreme fatigue, brain fog, all of those types of things as well go with Lyme disease. Oh my goodness. So I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. It is definitely something that is long-term that you deal with, okay? I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know what was going on for quite some time. And at first I thought when the Morgellons was happening, and again, I didn't know what was going on, why I was having the arthritic things in my neck so bad. I mean, literally, if I tried to turn my head, it would click and it would, I couldn't move my head. I couldn't, it was really painful. So all of that stuff is going on. Now, I'm not usually one that runs to the doctor and complains about everything, so I just kind of, I just motor through. I just keep going, And then I finally figured out what it was when it started presenting with the Morgellons, okay? I just knew I was itching and like crazy, and I thought it was because I live in Florida, we have those no-see-ums. I thought I was just getting bit by mosquitoes all the time, that's what was going on, and but they weren't healing, and I'm going, well, what's going on? Then I got this little microscope, and I looked at one of the scab area things from that and saw those looking like fibers, those things growing, okay? Then I knew what it was. I said, oh my God, it's Lyme disease, it's Morgellons. And that makes sense because I would go out, and I have camped out in the Everglades before, okay? So yeah. So that's another thing I've been dealing with is Lyme disease that you get from getting a tick bite, okay? So I may try to eventually get the test run now that I know there's a place up in Colorado. I might have see if I can get the test run, because when you get that Lyme disease, it can present as a few different bacterium that cause that, okay? Yeah, lovely, huh? Oh my goodness. But today I noticed, when I was doing the Lincoln thing, I could really see it was really extreme. And I was like, oh my God, I better, I better look into this, because it can present, and you can have Bell's palsy, okay? So just another thing to deal with here. Like I said, we all deal with something. We all, and the thing is not to get caught up with it, and because you can make yourself worse by saying, oh, it's this symptom and that symptom, and you can go into it and just get so wrapped up in the symptomology that you don't live life, and it just makes things worse, okay? So, yeah, don't get wrapped up in the symptomology. If you're dealing with something very long-term, like Lyme disease, and I do have it presenting as different things on occasion. It will kind of change up. Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. Bodies, there are mode of expression here. It's kind of like our vehicles. It's our vehicles here for expression. And sometimes, as you get older, parts wear out. Things are getting, miswired. And, yeah, so all of that stuff happens. Anyway. I was going to say, I do have one more of the owl, the 12 by 18 owl prints. If somebody's interested in that, I've got to get one of them out today. I'm going to get that done here real soon so that I can get that off and running. So I'm going to get that sent out this morning. So I do have one more left if somebody is interested in the owl. It's printed on canvas, but you can mount that. I didn't have it stretched because it's easier to roll up and send it, but you can either get it stretched, get stretcher bars and have it stretched, or you can just put a mat around it and you tape it to the mat and put it in a, a frame. So anyway, that's available if somebody's interested in that. So, oh my goodness. But today, when I looked and I was doing that reading, and I was like, oh my goodness, it is, yeah, cockeyed. One side is not working like the other side. I'm going, ooh, yeah, okay. And that was really pronounced that I could see that. And I said, oh, yeah, you could see. See, this side will go, this side is not. You see the difference. So it is presenting Bell's palsy. What next? What next is going to fail in the body system? Always an adventure. Okay. So anyway, that if you notice that, that's what's going on. It's a Bell's palsy that's starting to present. We'll see what happens with it. But I did just order this doctor's book. And now, yesterday I did see a couple of doctors that wound up with the having the Lyme. One doctor, it affected his heart. And he had to have a replacement, his heart replaced. And then I know there are people that it presents as arthritis and they can't even barely walk. So I count myself fortunate, with my case, with what it's doing. Yeah. So that's that. What do you have to say for yourself, Mr. Max? Yeah. I was up with Mr. Max. He wasn't feeling, he threw up last night. Yeah. He said my tummy wasn't good and I threw up. Yeah. I did. Say, but Mama still loves me. Yeah. He threw up all over my pillow. That was not special. No. He said, but Mama held me for a long time and rubbed my tummy. Yeah. She cleaned everything up. Yeah. And he just slept right next to me all night. Just, yeah. Poor little Maxie, your little tummy wasn't good. Yeah, poor thing. Yeah. So, anyway, on that note, we just keep going forward, and I'm doing still more research into the Lyme and all the way it presents, but they are having a few places that are actually doing research into it. And yeah, let's hope that they finally stop trying to tell people they're crazy. Now, the one doctor that had to have his heart replaced, they here he is, a doctor, and he's with other really supposed to be really great doctors, and they're telling him, oh, it's stress. You're just stressed. That's all it is. Yeah, no, it wasn't stress. He had Borrelia, the tick-borne Lyme disease that took his heart out. Yeah. So, now that we've got some doctors that are presenting with it, maybe some more it will get done. Let's hope so, because it's definitely not something that's fun to deal with, okay? It presents in so many different ways. Yeah. So I'm going to leave this here. And we'll just, continue to go forward. Thanks for tuning in. Love and light. See you online.